In Farlight 84, rank push isn't really that hard, but it definitely requires some crucial inputs that can completely change your gameplay. So today, I'm going to share with you over 10 tips and tricks that will make your rank push smoother, faster, and honestly, a lot more interesting. And trust me when I say this, if you skip even one of these tips, you might end up losing those very crucial gunfights that could have pushed you closer to your next rank. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right in. The first thing is hero selection. Now, this is something that a lot of players overlook. Many of us just pick random heroes when we're entering rank mode, without really thinking about how that affects our playstyle or our chances of climbing. But here's the truth. If you really want to push rank fast, you can't just play anyone you like. You need to play the right hero. In Farlight 84, there are 4 main types of heroes: Assault, Guerrilla, Scout, and Control. And the thing is, most players don't even know their own playstyle yet. If you're the type of player who loves rushing into enemies, then sure, the Assault category might suit you better. But that doesn't mean you can't entry frag with others. It's about understanding what actually fits you the best. The only way to figure that out is simple. Go into the training section, pick every single hero one by one, and test their abilities. See which one actually feels natural for you, and which one gives you that sense of control in a fight. That's when you'll know which hero should be your go-to for ranked. Now, the next thing is map knowledge. Every single one of us plays on the same map, but believe it or not, most players still don't really know the ins and outs of it. You need to know where the hot drops are, where the best loot spawns, where you can get the best attachments early, and, most importantly, how you can survive if your team dies early in a match. Map knowledge also means knowing how to rotate, when it's better to rotate early and when you should rotate late as the play zone shrinks. If you don't understand rotations, you'll end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, surrounded by teams, and that can easily cost you the game. So spend time learning the map, and trust me, it will pay off. Next is gun selection. Farlight 84 gives us a lot of options: assault rifles, SMGs, DMRs, snipers, shotguns. And the thing is, not all of them are going to suit you. Some guns make your fights much easier, while others might make things harder. The only way to figure out what fits your style is to test them. Go back into training, pick every gun one by one, and pay attention to their rate of fire, their stability, their bullet damage, how they feel in your hands. And don't just stop there. You also have to test them in 2 different situations, with attachments and without attachments. Because unlike other games, Farlight 84 doesn't have a loadout system. You don't drop in with your own guns. You pick them up and build them as the match goes on. Which means if you're stuck without attachments, you still need to know which gun you can control and survive with. Now let's talk about buddies. This is one of the most unique parts of Farlight 84, because unlike other battle royales, we don't have throwables here. Instead, we have buddies, and these buddies can literally turn a losing fight into a winning one if you use them correctly. Take Smokey, for example. You can use it like a smoke grenade to cover yourself when you're reviving a teammate in a hot drop, or even when you need to escape from a bad situation. Or take Squeaky, which is amazing for pushing enemies from long distances or pressuring teams in different scenarios. Every buddy has its own role, and if you don't understand them, you're missing out on one of the biggest advantages this game has to offer. Up next is team combination. This is something people don't really think about, but having the right mix of heroes on your team makes a huge difference. Let me give you an example from my own squad. We often run Phantom, Cypher, and Momoy. Now, on paper that might not sound like a traditional comp, but here's why it works. Phantom is technically a scout hero, but I often use her aggressively to rush enemies or even to pull back from unfair fights. Cypher has the same flexibility. She can engage, she can entry frag, and she can also disengage when needed. Then comes Momoy. If you've ever played with her, you know her ultimate ability is insane. She can drop Punchy, her dinosaur, and suddenly a 3 versus 3 fight becomes 3 versus 4. And that extra force can completely turn the tide of a match. Phantom, Cypher, and Momoy together, with Punchy backing us up, can easily win head-on fights. That's why team formation matters. You can't just pick heroes randomly. You have to think about how they complement each other. Now let's move to sound cues. Imagine this. You're in a match and you hear the sound of a sniper rifle being fired in the distance. Or maybe you hear the distinct rhythm of a marksman rifle or an assault rifle. That sound alone can give you critical information. You'll know where the fight is happening, what kind of weapon your opponents have, and whether it's worth engaging or better to avoid the fight completely. Same goes for close-range cues. If you're on the ground floor and you hear footsteps directly above you, that's information you can't ignore. But here's the thing. You'll only pick up on those details if you're using good earphones or a proper headset. So if you're serious about ranked, invest in one, because it lets you understand your environment before you even see the enemy. And while we're talking about awareness, let's not forget the kill feed. A lot of players completely ignore it, but in ranked, the kill feed is basically your free match analytics. Without even moving, you can see who's dominating, which team just got wiped, and if there's a Reaper team in your lobby. All of that information can help you plan whether to engage a team or avoid them until later. Now, sensitivity. Honestly, I don't even need to explain how important this is if you've played any battle royale before. Sensitivity affects everything. Your recoil control, your aim, your movement, your consistency. A bad sensitivity setup can make the game feel unplayable, while a good one makes everything smoother. Everyone has their own settings, but if you haven't worked on yours yet, I highly recommend you do it now. And by the way, I've already made a full video on sensitivity settings, so check that out if you haven't already. Next is movement, and in Farlight 84, movement is everything. It doesn't matter whether you're playing in FPP or TPP. If you don't move properly, you're going to get shredded. Movement helps you dodge bullets, line up your shots better, rotate faster, and survive fights that you otherwise wouldn't. Mastering movement can sometimes matter more than even your aim, because it can completely throw your enemy off balance. Then comes HUD. This is something that's really personal, because you might be a 2-finger player, a 3-finger player, or even someone who uses multiple fingers. But whatever you choose, you need to master your HUD. In high-pressure situations, if your fingers fumble, you're done. So know your HUD like the back of your hand, and don't change it every week, just because you saw someone else using a different one. Stick to what works for you and master it. Now, Hipfire and ADS. ADS stands for Aim Down Sight, and Hipfire basically means shooting with your crosshair. Both of these have their place, and you need to know when to use which. In close-range fights, let's say within 5 to 10 meters, ADS will actually slow you down. Your mobility gets restricted, your aim can feel clunky, and in that time, your opponent can kill you. That's why many pro players prefer Hipfire in close combat. But when the enemy is further away, say beyond 30 meters, Hipfire won't cut it. That's when you need to ADS, stabilize your shots, and take them out. The difference between knowing when to Hipfire and when to ADS can decide who wins the gunfight. And finally, let's talk about the one enemy we all face every single day, ping issues. High ping can ruin a good match faster than anything else. The best way to handle it is to always check your network before you play. If you're on mobile data, try switching airplane mode on and off once before starting the game. If you're on Wi-Fi, make sure the connection is stable. And here's something a lot of people don't know. In Farlight 84, there's actually a built-in option for network troubleshooting. Just go to Settings, then Sound and Display, then Data, and you'll find the Network Troubleshooting option. A single tap can fix your ping problems in seconds. So that's it. Those are all the tips and tricks you need if you really want to climb ranks faster than everyone else. Each one of these matters more than you think, and if you actually apply them, you'll see the results in no time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, share it with your squad, and drop a comment if you want me to cover more tips or even dive deeper into any one of these topics. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. It really helps with the algorithm, and it motivates me to keep making these guides for you guys. So this is me, Realistic, signing off for today. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace.